Hey, how you guys doing? It's producer from Brothers Comics. Welcome to the Who Dey Over 40 podcast for long time, long suffering Cincinnati Bengals fans. Who Dey, everybody. It's been a long time. The subtitle of this is Who Dey Over 40 versus the Super Bowl Hangover. Um, we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl, but very briefly, because to be fair, even though it's been plus a month ago now, the shit is still kind of painful. Um, and we'll get into it here in a little bit on the line tonight. It's Big Hutch. What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Shouts out Sam, man. We love you, brother.
Oh,
We miss you. We'll
damn.
be back soon, I'm sure. But yeah. All right. So let's get into it. Like, man, these dudes was recording twice a week before the Super Bowl, pregame, postgame, pregame before the Super Bowl, and then nothing for a month. I mean, I think it's fairly obvious. You know, the Bengals lose Super Bowl 23-20. Definitely had a chance to win it.
We were
You
winning
can
it.
go in a lot of different directions. You can go in a lot of different directions. The refs kind of lightweight stole it. NFL conspiracy theory, brother, which might be me. You know, Eli Apple turns around. He's an interception in the end zone. But I'm gonna show you something. Did you give me that share?
Yes, I did. Why you guys show me this?
No,
Why?
I ain't showing no videos or nothing.
Oh,
This is what's gonna haunt the Bengals the entire offseason, though. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you
that
see
is
on
what
that
I was
last
trying
play,
not
that
to.
4th and 1,
Yeah, that's what I not want to see. That.
Jamar Chase streaking open. Like, this is a walk-off touchdown, which you rarely see in the NFL. This is a walk-off touchdown. He gets into the end zone, game, set, match. And so
But
we're going to come back to
but
that
he's
when we get
already
into the off.
sacked though by that point.
Yeah, but I mean, dude is down. Like, I mean, if he gets
Right.
away from that for a second, like, I mean, it's a walk off.
Right.
So I'm gonna take that off because it's painful to look at.
Yes.
But you know, that's gonna haunt the Bengals for
Ever.
shit ever. I mean, to
Ever.
be honest with you. And so now we have to get into this off season. I mean, I don't really want to talk about Super Bowl that much because, like I said, it's still kind of
I'm
painful.
done. I'm done already.
Yeah, I mean, I
There's two
really
plays
don't.
in my head that will never go away
Go ahead.
now. And I mean from that
Go
Super
ahead.
Bowl. And the two plays are, well, yes, Eli Apple not turning around. And then also seeing Joe Burrow screaming at the bottom of a pile because he getting crushed 6 or 7
Yeah,
times already. That was awful too.
yeah, that was awful. And you know, and shit. Correlation and causation are a couple of the same thing. You know, at the end of the game, he can barely move. You know, if he
Right.
steps out of the pocket there, he sees Jamar and throws that ball, and it's a touchdown. You know,
Right.
like, but he was just immobile at that point in time. And you know, I mean, shit happens. You know, shit happens. They could have, should have won. If
Yes.
my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. That's basically where we are. And, you know, we got to just kind of move past that, get into this off season, which is really what we're trying to do today. So we're going to talk off season. Hutch went to Vegas, tried to play some bets on the Bengals there. The AFC has gone absolutely batshit crazy. A response to the Bengals being in the Super Bowl is for the AFC to go completely fucking nuts. Because if the Bengals don't make the Super Bowl, I guarantee you that not none, but most of this shit don't happen. It's not even close. It has definitely become an AFC. If you don't have that dude at quarterback, you know you can't win. And so all decisions at this point are making you to either get that dude. That's pretty much it. Or to get that dude and getting your defense to try to stop that dude. So we're gonna get to that here in a moment too. But let's focus primarily on the Bengals before we talk about everybody in the AFC. But let's do Vegas then now, Hutch. You go out to Vegas again. It's your second trip now. Last year the over under was, you got beat on the over under. I think the over under was 6. Bengals obviously went way over 6, 6.5, way over 6. I think you told me before you left the sports books had it at 10.5. What did you do?
Well, when I went out there recently, I looked to see how many games that that they were going to pick the Bengals to have, and they hadn't set a line yet, and it's because all the crazy shit that's been going down. they only had lines
Right.
for winning the Super Bowl and winning the AFC or NFC. They didn't set team lines yet
Okay.
or game lines. But
Okay.
I would guess it'd be.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm guessing 9.5.
Mhm.
That's my
Yeah,
guess.
I mean that, and then I would probably take that bet too. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, yeah, things are crazy. Things are crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy in AFC right now. But let's talk about the Bengals. So free agency opens up.
Kind
The
of.
pre-tampering period opens up.
Right.
And to be honest with you, for the first time in ever, not forever, the first time in ever, sorry, frozen. The first time in ever, the Bengals are the first team essentially to sign a free agent. I mean, that shit opened at 12 and 12:04. They already had a deal with Alex Kappa, the guard from the Tampa Bay, in the house, 4 years, $40 million or whatever it is like that. Bada bing, bada boom. He's coming in to play, right guard. Right. It's like, damn, the Bengals, right. Whatever. And then not too long after that, they get Ted Karras or whatever his first name is. I don't know, Alex Karras's kid to come in from New England.
Alex Kappa and Ted Karras, yeah.
Karras. He's Alex Karras' son.
Something.
He's coming in to play. He's coming in to play center. If you look at the press conferences later on, so now you got Jonah Williams at left tackle, TBA at right guard, Karras at center, and then Kappa at right guard, and then TBA at right tackle. And we're gonna get into the right tackle situation here coming up. If you're on YouTube, Hutch pulls up the transaction sheet. So they solidify the interior of the line fairly quickly on the first day of free agency. What do you think about these moves? I mean, these are two Super Bowl winning guards here.
All right. Well, and another thing that the one on March 2nd, Jesse Bates got franchised too. But as far as the offensive line,
we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, as far as the offensive line, I mean, Super Bowl winning, mean as fuck guards that they know what to do. They know how to push the line and keep people out. That's great.
Right. Yeah. The Bengals were looking to upgrade and they did it. That was basically it, No more rush. Oh, we're going to draft a rookie to get in there and do none of that. Like, we need experienced people to come in and play these positions, and the interior of the line, you say for left guard at this point in time, has been shored up dramatically. So yes, kudos to the Bengals for getting that taken care of,
They had
however much money they spent, they weren't going to be in on the Brandon Sheriffs and all of these people that were going to be making $60-70 million at guard. They took somebody that was younger and less money, makes all the sense in the world. So kudos for that on day one. But then the Bengals go radio silent. Hey Hutch, have you ever liked a girl and thought y'all was all cool and all, and then you call and then you ain't never hear from this bitch again?
A couple times.
This was the Bengals in free agency after the first day. That was it, man. Like, hey, man, I'm left on red, as the kids say. Yeah, calling at my texts, not to see my Instagrams, nothing, man. Not liking my TikToks, nothing.
But that's all. But that's really all they needed. I mean, that's not all they needed, but. If you fix the offensive line, I mean, you talk about the world is your oyster.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they really went out there and did it. But everybody knows, too, that the spots at left guard and right tackle still aren't secured. At this point in time, right tackle is still Isaiah Prince. That's not what you want. You can't do that. You can't roll him out there. Nope. And left guard, Quentin Spain's a free agent. So where you rolling out, Jackson Carman, second year, moving positions again from right guard to left guard. Really? That's what you're doing?
And I don't know about all that. He wasn't great at right guard either.
Yeah. So before we get into the debacle that's been going on social media today about right tackle, let's look at some of the departures. Let's see. Larry Ogunjobi. He leaves to go to the Raiders the Bears for 3 years, $40 million, and then he fails their physical and he doesn't get his money. Larry Ogunjobi, 7.5 sacks last year. Vital piece to that defensive line rotation. If he winds up back with Cincinnati on another 1 year, I'm perfectly okay with that.
I'm fine with it too. But I mean, I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
But if he comes back and he can pass our physical and he can give us 7.5 sacks or more, I'm good.
Yeah, agreed. He obviously played well on that prove it deal, gets hurt so late in the season. And yeah, that definitely messes that up. So he leaves by CJ Uzama. This was probably the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
That he lines up signing with the Jets. 3 years, $24 million.
I ain't
He had a
mad at him.
career year last. Yeah, he had a career year last year, and his still career year didn't get him to 600 yards receptions. So, I mean, do you pay $8 million for 40 catches and 500 yards? Seems like a lot.
The
And so the
Jets are the
Bengals
Jets.
deem that money, too high. Yeah, he winds up with the Jets. Shouts out to the fucking TMZ rumor that he was dating Kay Adams from Good Morning Football on NFL Network. That's based in New York.
Yeah, but
2-2. Yeah, so
dumb,
plus he's got that
dumb
personality.
Right.
Well, he's got that personality. He's got that winning smile. He's obviously going to be on TV when it's done. Go to the largest network in freaking United States. It makes sense.
And he's a Bengal. All Bengals could end
And
up
he ain't
on
gonna
TV.
win.
Well, he was a Bengal. Sorry.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna win. So, but it's his last chance to get his bag. So, like, I ain't mad at it at all, and I ain't mad at the Bengals for not re-signing him or whatever.
Right.
Who else went out the door? That was it, really.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was it, really, for the people that went out the door. The Bengals also cut Trey Hopkins.
Goodbye.
He leaves. Yeah, once the Karras deal was signed, he leaves. He was a $7 million cap hit. And from what it sounded like in Zach Taylor's press conference, not coming back at a smaller deal as of this point, because he obviously could come back in and play center and either guard spot. So, as a rotational player, you think that would work. Let's see if later on, if there's no money out there for him, maybe he winds up back. I'd want him back as a rotational piece for sure.
No. Just
no.
too much stank.
Wow.
Get out of here. Get out.
Okay. What's it? Darius Phillips also leaves the 5th cornerback spot, signs with the Raiders for $2.5 million. Bye, nigga.
Bye, N-word. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, we ain't had that. We haven't had that segment since that man departed, but that is a definite one, for sure. Right. Bengals re-signed Josh Tupou, definitely a part of that defensive line rotation. He comes back, signed both Mike Thomases, which still aren't. The two of them aren't as good as the one that's in New Orleans, and we'd love to have him. Right. Both of them dudes is gone. Both of them dudes are back. Yeah, both of them dudes are back. Sorry, yeah. And then Eli Apple gets brought back on a 1-year deal.
Yes, I mean,
say what you will about how the last 5 minutes of that Super Bowl went, but without them 5 minutes or before that, the Bengals probably aren't in a position to win the division or whatever it is without Eli Apple, because he did play well in very important spots.
He did, and he got that. He forced that one interception. Was that against the Titans?
The Titans at the end.
Yeah, that was an awesome play, and I've been picking on that for the longest time, and I still pick on it.
Yep.
But yes, he is. Right. He deserved more than 1 year. But
I mean, and we'll get into the rumors here. Yeah, well, we'll get into the rumors here momentarily that the Bengals are allegedly in the market for a veteran cornerback. Trey Waynes has not been cut yet, and he is a $13 million cap hit. So obviously there's some money out there to be had for a cornerback, and they haven't signed any other veteran cornerbacks yet. And again, if Eli Apple is your 4th corner / your 2nd corner, if there's an injury, short term, you're okay. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Well, right now we started because we don't know about. That's what they say.
Right. Well, I mean, Trey Waynes, again, he's a huge cap hit. It's definitely coming off the books. They're going to use that money for something or somebody, and again, before we started recording today, there was a rumor out there that, the Raiders are in on Stephon Gilmore but there's other teams interested, and the other team interested was the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to wonder, again, he's already won. And I was trying to explain that to Goat Killer today. Dudes that have already won and that they're in their 30s, they're looking for a payday. Yeah, they don't care. They've already won. So Tyrann Mathieu signs with the 49ers for 3 years, $50 million. Not like he's even going to see any close to any of that money, all of it. That's fine. Stephon Gilmore, he's won already. Like again, he ain't signing with the Panthers unless they just back a Brinks truck up to his house. But he might sign with the Raiders because they might back a Brinks truck up and they have a potential to win. But I don't think they care about winning anymore once they get the championship. What do you think?
They don't care. I think the Super Bowl is nice, getting the Super Bowl. But you know what? The mofos only make about $50,000 to be in the Super Bowl. You want to get paid. You want that contract.
Yeah, he wants to get that money.
Upfront money.
Yeah, get that cheese. And that's one of the Bengals' biggest issues is that we get to hear Jesse Bates II that they don't have a lot of cash up front. And we'll talk about that in a minute. All right. So that's it. What is it? Kappa, that dude, Eli Apple. Oh, the Bengals signed Hayden Hurst, tight end from I guess short of the Falcons now. Was he with the Falcons last year? Yeah, with the Falcons on a 1-year deal, $5 million. His best year is greater than anything that freaking CJ Uzomah did.
And Drew Sample is he worried about his people in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So you really got to wonder. Obviously, the Bengals will be in the market for a tight end in the draft for sure. They probably still even in free agency. But another free agent signing by the Bengals that a solid signing. And again, you have to wonder, like, okay, he's going to have his years here with Joe Burrow. Obviously, he's going to make him look better. He made CJ Uzomah look better. So chances are that, Joe Burrow can make him look better too. So, yeah, I mean, that's it really. Again, the Bengals probably still in the market for a cornerback, probably still in the market for an interior defensive lineman. Maybe it's Ogunjobi on the comeback trail. I think they had in some dude from the Chiefs. I can't remember his name now.
Right. They did have him.
Yeah, they had a visit from a guy from the Chiefs. I can't remember his name.
Right.
But I mean, not a jag, but a body that they could be able to rush the inside, inside the pass rush, from the 3 spot. So yeah, that's pretty much the free agency in advance. And now we get to add right tackle. So this is really an issue here because, and again, you're not on social media. Okay, so the rumor all around was the Bengals are like, hey, the Dallas Cowboys are going to cut La'el Collins.
Yes.
Their right tackle, Pro Bowl really right tackle, had some injury issues. Had I think it was whether it was I think he missed the drug test. I don't know if it was for drugs or for performance enhancers, but he missed that for a couple of seasons and he wasn't available. Had a hip injury, played I think 10 games last year. The Cowboys have terrible contracts. They're always trying to get out from under. They're going to cut him.
Right.
Oh, but you could trade for him. Bengals don't trade for him. Nobody else trades for him. Allegedly, there's interest between the Dolphins, the Patriots, whatever. He's 28 years old. Again, a Pro Bowl potential right tackle. Nobody trades for him. He gets cut. His first visit is to Cincinnati. Comes to Cincinnati. Frank Pollock, the offensive line coach, was his offensive line coach in Dallas for 3 seasons. He's got the same agent as Joe Mixon. Like, there's a lot. And he went to LSU, so like Jamar and Burrow are in on it. Like, there's a lot going in favor for the Bengals. He comes in for the visit. Everybody's like, I mean, online, Hutch, you have no idea, bro. This is out of control. The online rumors and innuendos. Hey, where's he at? What's happening? Oh, he's in the building. Oh, they're going to, Jeff Ruby's for the steakhouse. Burrow's there. He's going to close the deal. Yo, I got to show you that picture at some point. Joe Burrow had on, remember them, guy, and I think you had one. Remember them freaking Looney Tunes hip hop t-shirts back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yes, he had one of them on. With the Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck with the Beat Boy stance.
Yeah.
With the Beat Boy stance. Crazy.
I love it. I love
Joe Burrow different. He a different white dude. Anyway, he a different white dude. But anyway, so yeah, close deal. All right, everybody's waiting. Where's this deal? Where's this deal? Pro Bowl right tackle. You done transformed the line. A 4/5 compromise, man. You done that shit. Let's go. No deal. No deal. No deal. So today, everybody's like, oh, second day, he's there. Like, shouts out to Malik Wright from the TSWN network. He is in with the Bengals. Like, he knows. He tweeted this morning, with a gift. Only thing was missing was the medical. He goes on. Nothing. No deal. No deal. And then there's a report that comes out from a reporter here in Miami. It's like, hey, yeah, he left Cincinnati. No deal. And the Bengals Twitter has in complete freak out mode. Hi, I am Bengals Twitter, by the way. As is the GOAT killer. Like, what the hell? How'd you let him out the building? Allegedly, Denver had interest too. Like, this shit is going crazy and nuts. Crazy and nuts. And then it comes out to be. Oh no, Hutch. Go ahead.
This is the craziest offseason I've ever dealt with.
I agree. Yeah. And I'll explain why, I think, in a minute. So everybody's like, oh man, he done left. He's gonna go. The dude was like, oh, well, he might be coming to Miami. Like I said, the Broncos had an interest, whatever. Next thing you know, people is posting up pictures of him at the Kenwood Mall. All online. They're like, he ain't left. He here at the Kenwood Mall. In stores, people posting him up, like online and tweeting out on Instagram and everything too. Like, he's here. Like, I'm taking pictures with him. And then people start cropping him into all kinds of pictures in Cincinnati. Like all over the place and photoshopping, like, yo, let's go. So he's still there. So Malik Wright, again, shouts out TSWN. He's like, oh no, he has a meeting again tonight with the Bengals. There's rumors out there that there was something wrong with the medical, which is the reason that there was the holdup. So it's all of that. But if you add a Pro Bowl right tackle, I'm not how much sure it matters who's playing left guard.
Wow. Yes, I hear you. And yeah, if you got 3 or 4 average to better than average linemen for the Bengals,
yeah,
hey, that's way better than we had 2 months ago or a month ago.
Right. Yeah. So it would be a huge acquisition. There is a rumor out there that the deal was for 4 years, $50 million, which, $12 million a year for a Pro Bowl right tackle. You take that every day. You run that shit up the flagpole completely all day, every day, if that's the case. But then at that point, you bring back Quentin Spain for left guard and let him and Carmen drop it, fight it out. You're going to have all those dudes going into their second year, when one of these dudes get hurt, because they will.
They will.
You at least have some people with some experience to ride it out. So, excuse me, you need to get that spot secured, because the options after that are all, bringing back Riley Reid or, Brian Bulaga, who couldn't get injured stepping out of the bed every morning. Like, you need to close this deal. If that's where the money is, again, if his medical is bad, his medical is bad. Don't clear him and don't pay the money. Don't get you in an Antonio Bryant situation. Don't do that. But if it's close, you got to keep him near and around. You can't let him leave. Somebody else doctor will clear his ass and he'll get his money. And at that point, you are in panic mode, and you really only address 2 of the positions on the line, and you still have a hole at left guard and a big old hole at right tackle at that point.
Right. Yeah. We just got to figure out a way, somehow, some way. Can we get 2 yards on 3rd and 1? We can get 1 yard on 3rd and 1. Do not be throwing the ball on 4th down. On 4th and 1.
Yes, it's a mess.
Yes.
Oh. Well, now this is 1 minute ago from Malik Wright. La'el Collins' visit with the Bengals has wrapped. Sources say he's slated to visit at least one more team in the next 2 days, since he is still in play and remain in communication with the Cowboys lineman. That was 1 minute ago.
Right. Yeah. Shit, hell, after yesterday and that Deshaun Watson bullshit, I'm afraid of all.
Well, we're getting to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say him leaving the city without a deal, makes me think he ain't coming to the Bengals. Like you can't, if you want him and everything is good, he's good. But again, if his medical ain't right, his medical ain't right.
Right. They
It
say he
is
got a
what it
bad
is.
toe,
But
right?
it's a hip. I think it's his hip is the issue. If the hip is an issue. So
that is an issue.
Right. That's the problem. All right. So yeah, breaking news live right now. All right. So the Bengals don't have a right tackle. I was hoping to break news on the other side of that here. Let's get into the issue that I talked about from before, the Bengals and free agency and Jesse Bates being, franchise tag. These aren't unrelated issues. Their ability to close on certain deals with people that are coming from out of the organization and within the organization when they have deals that are going to require large upfront monies in signing bonuses. The Bengals, I don't think have it, or don't have it like that for the most part. This is a family-run business. The Brown family don't have any other business options. They're not,
that make money.
Oil fields, rich with the Cowboys, or something else. This isn't like a secondary business. Yeah, they're not a secondary business for some other franchise. This is their money. And I don't think they have that money up front a lot of times that's going to take to close a lot of these deals. Jesse Bates is going to be one of the highest paid safeties in the league. It's going to cost a bunch of money up front to close that deal. Maybe they're able to get it at some point in time, but, I think it always becomes an issue. And the way the Bengals do business, they don't restructure contracts. They don't do any of those things to move money around. So you're kind of stuck with again, if you sign with the Bengals, chances are you're going to get all of your money.
You're going to get your money.
Or for the most part.
You're going to get your contract money.
Right. You're going to get your money. It's not an inflated deal, like the agents get, I got him for 5 years, 162 million, but only like 60 of it is guaranteed, in them back years, you ain't never going to see that money, and, with the Bengals, they're giving you real money, which is good. But it hurts them in their ability to sign people when they get to these big money contracts. And I think that's what's sticking up with the Jesse Bates situation. So, whatever this thing with Collins, whatever happens with Gilmore, whatever is going to happen, the upfront money is always an issue with the Bengals. And, that requires them, since this is their business model, that they have to draft essentially perfectly for this to happen. Because to keep dudes on lower contracts, and the fall of Marvin Lewis started in 2015. It didn't end that then, but it started then. Mm-hmm. And then Zach Taylor, because his first year drafting was pretty shitty too, it almost got him too. So I mean, what's your thought on upfront money in relation to drafting if you're going to run your business this way?
If I'm the Bengals, the way they do it is the right way to do it, because
correct.
It is the right way to do it. And for the most part, if you do play for the Bengals, you do get, you're probably going to get 75, 80% of your money. In the city I live in right now, Atlanta, they are in cap hell because of some bad deals that the owner, who was the owner of or started Home Depot, he's one of those. He wants to win now. He did a whole bunch of front loaded deals, and now his team, the Falcons, are fucked until next year.
Yeah,
they got like $30 million in dead money, easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, you can play with that cap all you want. Eventually that bill comes due. It's a robbing Peter to pay Paul situation.
Right.
And some teams don't care because they, like the Cowboys, they don't care about the damn cap. You know what I mean? Like the money's coming in hand over fist from other parts of it. They don't care about the cap. But small market teams like Green Bay or even Pittsburgh, I mean, they run their team essentially the same way too. Right. But they're better at drafting, or had been in the past. And that's why it doesn't feel like it, it doesn't feel like it when it like goes south really quickly, or when players leave. It's like, oh, well, they got somebody to roll into our system. The Bengals don't have that quite yet. They did with Marvin there for a few years. They were able to, release some people, roll somebody in their position. But then once the drafting stopped being well and good, it fell apart completely.
Right.
So yeah, it's interesting, and you really got to hope that the Bengals aren't thinking that they're gonna draft themselves into a right tackle at position 31 and expect to roll a rookie out there and then another goof at left guard. This is a bad business model at that point if you're trying to protect your franchise quarterback.
Man.
So, right, Sandman's participating earlier in the podcast. Yeah, something else. All right. So anyway, all right. So let's jump into the rest of this. And again, this is the AFC's response to the Bengals making the Super Bowl. I can only imagine if the Bengals won the fucking Super Bowl, what would have happened. I swear to God,
this is
shit. Putin would have went nuclear earlier,
right?
Because I mean, there was no way that the world was definitely coming to an end if the Bengals had won that game. Just looking at it, whatever. Russell Wilson comes to AFC, goes to the Broncos.
Right.
Devontae Adams gets traded from Green Bay, goes to the Raiders. The Browns.
Well, can't wait. Well, Khalil Mack goes to the Chargers.
The Chargers, yeah. They signed J.C. Jackson as well from the Patriots to the Chargers as well, as they start to load up. Is bringing back Keenan. I almost said Keenan McCardle. The other wide receiver, Keenan Allen. Making sure that he doesn't get loose. Trying to get everything straight and around. Herbert.
Right.
And then the biggest drop or whatever is Deshaun Watson getting traded from Houston to the Browns. And the Browns.
I didn't see it coming the first
time. There's a lot
time.
to be said here.
Right. May I have the podium, sir?
Go ahead, take it.
Yes, sir. When the Deshaun Watson shit came out, at first it said he's gonna go to Carolina. Like, Carolina, that makes sense. Sure. Then it was like the Falcons and then the Saints. And then I also heard the Browns. I'm like, the Browns? Why in the hell? I mean, granted, yes, Baker Mayfield had a shitty year, kind of. He did. But he still was in his fifth year contract. I thought they were going to keep him, all this and all that. They going to be all right. And then they said the Browns dropped out of the thing. And then it was just the Saints and the Falcons. All right. Everybody here in Atlanta was like, damn, that would be cool. But they really are fucking over Matt Ryan. But the Falcons.
Yeah.
Arthur Blank is a damn gangster. He don't give a fuck. He will do whatever it takes for this.
No.
He only got 2 or 3 quality years left, I think. So he's like, fuck it. I'm going for it. Fuck Matt Ryan. I'm trying to win now. And even though his team's gonna still suck.
Before I die. Yeah.
Right. But then this backdoor, I don't know what the fuck the Browns did to figure out a way to get Deshaun Watson to sign yesterday or Thursday, whatever. What the hell?
Oh, they gave him a bunch of extra money.
Yeah, right. There was I heard there was some extra bullshit that went down. I'll hear about it on Monday here in Atlanta, but holy crap. Yes, him going to the Browns.
Well,
it just, that make the AFC North just got super duper fucking hard.
May I take a different tact on this?
Go for it.
Okay, so yes, obviously, that he's better than Baker Mayfield. Nobody's going to dispute that.
Right.
Obviously, this nigga getting suspended for a minimum of 4 games, probably more than that, because of, his still open, civil lawsuits or whatever. I mean, there's 22 of them. And again, for all you motherfuckers, it's like, a lot of them probably made that up. Okay, I'm going to give you this. Let's say half of them made it up. Okay, so he still sexually assaulted 11 people. Shut the fuck up. Like, seriously. It's okay. Like, it's really that serious. So the Browns essentially said, we are going to completely fold everything that we believe in terms of trying to build a team, because we know we didn't have a quarterback in here that could do anything for us. And that can become a problem. He freaking gangstered him out like an extra contract here. He went 5 years, $230 guaranteed. The fuck? Are you for real? You guaranteed his whole contract with the potential of him possibly being, I mean, I guess they restructured it for his first year where you're not making much money, but you guaranteed his whole contract. Are you high? And then you gave up 5 picks, 3 first rounders. Like, are you serious? Like, for a dude that you don't really know. And keep it 100. He hasn't been good in 2 years.
Well, he played in one.
Yeah, but played in one. But he wasn't good the last one he played in. He was pretty bad.
The team disintegrated around him too. Damn.
Understood, but I mean, he's probably because of his extracurriculars too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't his focus anymore. I'm gonna get focused. How'd you know better than this? This is where quarterbacks go to die in Cleveland. They don't go to thrive. Come on, man.
But look. But I pulled up I pulled up last year's schedule of the Browns, and them mofos. There's a whole bunch of losing by less than 7 points, especially at the end.
Right. And they were in a lot of games.
They were in a lot of games. Everybody in the AFC North, it was already tight, and it just got tighter. Even granted, Mr. 21, 22 lawsuits. Yeah, that does. You have to question his mentals, but if he, one touchdown here and there, and they're, I believe they will be in contention next year. Even if he misses 4 games or 6 games, maybe not. But we'll see. Right. They can still hold it together with their running game, and I guess.
Yeah, but you know how that. Well, they have no wide receivers. Although they did trade for Amari Cooper, but he's not really a great number one, or never been. But
try bring Landry back all of a sudden. We got rid of Baker Mayfield, so we got rid of Mayfield. We'll see.
Yeah, again, look, I understand that the NFL is not full of Boy Scouts. I would never even go like there, and I understand that freaking what my old boy was from the Falcons was betting. Calvin Ridley is betting on games and got a year, but this dude again accused of freaking a sexual assault with 22 people. But I'm giving you half of them off. They made it up 11 people. What are you gonna get him? 4 games, 6, 8? Really?
If
you know what I'm saying?
He was quote unquote a healthy scratch.
He should probably get the season. Right. Yeah, he should probably get the season, but they won't. Right. And so, but the Browns selling out their whole future. Because again, if you don't win in 2 or 3 years, you're fucked. The Browns are completely fucked.
Okay, so if they kept Baker Mayfield, they was also fucked, and they knew they were fucked too. Right.
Yeah, so, agreed. Yeah, right. I knew they had to pay $40 million to be average and terrible. I know, I get that part.
Right. So they're selling hope with Bill Cosby Jr.
But everybody's going crazy in the AFC. We got to get everybody. We got to gear it up. We got to get ready. We Mahomes, Burrow, freaking Josh Allen, Herbert. You got to get. If you don't have a dude, you're fucked.
You are fucked, right?
You're fucked. You're not making it out.
The AFC right now has easily 10 teams that are legit. Easily.
Easy. If you don't have an elite one in the AFC, you are completely fucked.
And that's not. And the Colts. I don't know who the Colts are going to get, but I think they're ready.
Baker Mayfield, Matt Ryan. Let's keep it back to Georgia here. Matt Ryan can't stay now. You got to get rid of him.
He has to go. Right.
He has to go.
You can't keep
him.
You can't.
You can't keep him. He'll probably wind up with the Colts.
Well, that's probably the best landing spot.
Yeah, so that's fine.
And Baker Mayfield goes to Seattle.
Probably. Seattle, right? And Jimmy Garoppolo probably stays in San Francisco. You know what I mean? They probably keep him there.
Right.
Something. It's just, it's just a mess. It's a mess all over. Thankfully, we have one of those quarterbacks.
Those dudes, right?
We do. It's not in dispute. We have one of those quarterbacks.
Right.
The problem is now with this breaking news that we didn't get that right tackle. Have you done enough to protect him?
you would hope that you would hope that you just got 2 or 3 dudes that can take the sack total down from the low 50s and during the
70
season.
to 35.
Right. If you can get it down to 40, that's 30 plays of that's 30 positive plays or at least a 0, and that's
Right.
another third of hits off of him.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's great. I just and again, it really does sound like it possibly was a medical issue for Lyle Collins. That's fine, but you got to have what's your backup plan? Like, I hope you didn't put all your eggs in that basket. And if your backup plan is freaking Brian Bulaga, who can't stay healthy, or Darrell Williams, who just got cut from the Bills, like you gotta have something else in the holster, man. Like, that can't be it. So I don't know. Okay. So yeah, man. So the AFC is nuts. The Steelers have Mitch Trubisky. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck completely. That's gonna be something else that you have.
But all they need is a dude not to make turnovers and keep his nose clean in the streets. So they'll be all right.
Speaking of sexual assault. Yeah. So as we getting ready to turn, because free agency now, once you get into next week, all the money is gone. So now it's like, trying to sign these dudes to 1-year deals that are trying to get something,
Try to stay in the
before
league.
you get ready for the draft. Right. And, the Bengals picking 31st, normally we're used to like, well, in the first couple of hours here, we're going to get our draft pick and keep going. But now it's going to be the end. There's no way I'm even going to stay up all that long time. And chances are the Bengals are going to trade out of that spot.
I have a feeling.
100% they trading out of that spot. Yep. And
you think they go trade up or trade down to get more
they're
picks?
Trading down. They're going to get more picks, But I think, and this is just me, I think if you solve your offensive line situation here, your draft essentially should be mostly defense. Or
this is a defensive draft, so definitely, yeah.
Right. Or at least with that first pick, you say fuck the world. And, if he's there, take a shot on Jameson Williams or somebody that's like injured and ain't going to be ready at the time, and then you're rolling out 4 wide receivers that are essentially unguardable at that point, and screw a tight end. And, I saw that one there that's what David Ogunjobi from Michigan at one of those spots, I think to the Chiefs at 30. You saw that he tore his Achilles, right?
I did.
Yeah, so he could be there now, possibly at 30 or 31. Yeah. So that's something to be looking at too. But again, the Bengals are in win now mode. You can't be drafting people that can't help you in some way, shape, or form. Correct. So you either use those picks to move up, which they don't do, or you move back to start to build a roster of dudes, that you can,
you
that
can plug and play, or
that you can plug and play, right
now.
Drop back a little bit in round. They always trade out of round 2 or back in round 2. Take those picks and keep going, and try to build that. But you really need to build a veteran presence around Burrow before you have to pay him, because it's coming. You're gonna have to pay this dude $300 million, man.
Right. At the minimum.
And then Jamar, she saw Devontae Adams deal. He got to pay him damn near $180 million.
Right. That's 50, 55, $60 million in 2 players is coming real soon.
And 3 players. Yes. I mean, God almighty, you better hope one of them or all 3 of them get a billionaire model Brazilian girlfriend like Tom Brady. And, so they don't ask for a bunch of money, because it's a wrap, dude. And again, the cap keeps going up. Whoa. You're going to have to pay these dudes.
You got to pay a whole fucking lot.
That's what I'm saying. This is the window now. Again, it's the Bengals. That's their problem, because we talked about before. Screw the cap. We got to spend this money now. We got to win now, whatever. And again, we'll do this 6 months, 3 months from now, 5 months from now. Oh, let's go over the wins. Let's go over this. Oh, that team is stuff has to be good. We all know that somebody's going to suck. Somebody's going to get hurt. Something's going to happen. You know, it's not like all these teams in the AFC that did all these moves are going to be good. You know, the Raiders might still suck with all these players because they got David Carr.
I'm right. That the AFC West is it's all a coin flip in the AFC West. I mean, I think the Raiders will be the
curse
worst
of
one.
Cleveland,
right?
The curse of Ohio could bite the Browns.
Could bite it.
The curse of Ohio could bite the Browns or the Bengals. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like you never know what's going to happen. It's not like, you know, again, last year pretty much every team was essentially the same record. That ain't gonna happen again. It won't. You know, you're not gonna have all these 8 and 9s and 9 and 8s and whatever. It's not gonna happen again. You know, the Ravens should be better, but they also got a quarterback they don't want to pay because they know he probably can't win. You know what I mean?
Man.
So it's just a mess. All of it's just a mess. Oh, damn. I was really hoping that Collins thing was going to work out, but obviously it didn't.
It ain't over yet.
It ain't over yet. I hear you, but it's just, you know, once they get out of town, man, everything's whatever. And then I don't know what's going on with why they haven't cut Trey Waynes yet. You can't bring him back either. Not at that number.
No, he's gone.
Yeah, you can't bring him back at that number. So I don't know. All right, y'all. So that'll start the wrap up. Who Dey over 40 versus the Super Bowl Hangover / free agency. You better find this podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google, Stitcher, whatever. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel at Who Dey over 40 on YouTube. Hutch, you got the exit music for the podcast listeners, not necessarily the YouTubers.
I had a couple of songs, but I'm due for some reason. What Have You Done For Me Lately by Janet Jackson is seems to be prevalent.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, that's nice. Okay. So Janet will play us out there. Did you watch her
that
little thing on Lifetime?
I did not watch it, but I kind of if you grew up during that time, you kind of knew all the shit, or you heard about it through the grapevine. And I know I'm
pre-internet world.
Right, pre-internet world. She married the DeBarge dude. They heard that he knocked her up. They got married on the sneak. I think there is a 29, 30-year-old daughter around here somewhere.
Secret baby.
Yeah, right. Janet been married 3 times, and ain't nobody been invited to any of them. So, and maybe a 4th. And she's older than me.
Yeah, they touched on that obviously, but she said that there was no secret baby. Yeah, it's an interesting little run there. I mean, obviously, I didn't watch the second part. This only really went up to, kind of Pass Control and Rhythm Nation, kind of when that stopped, and then I didn't watch part 2. I didn't record part 2, so I don't really know. But I mean, after that point, you're really kind of in the internet age anyway, so you probably heard most of those stories. It's just her talking about it, which would be different. But yeah, I think people people forget how huge of a star she was. Like, holy shit! Like, she was huge.
She was it. There.
She was it. Yeah. I mean, and that freaking Scream song, that was Michael latching on to her star at that point. That's the other way around.
Damn. That's a heck of a way of putting
it. He
it.
needed that hit way more than she did at that point. Yes, for sure. So damn. All right. So as Janet starts to play us out, I am the producer of this podcast, and I'm signing off. Who Dey, everybody. Let's find the right tackle on the left guard. Let's sign off.
Who Dey. Damn it. And yeah, good night, everybody.
All right, we'll see everybody. And hopefully no emergency pods where Burrow asks for a trade or something crazy like that. Shit. We'll see everybody on the other side. Peace, everybody.
Peace.